Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel Knowledge Circle. In today's video, I will be telling you all some interesting facts about our solar system. What is outside of our solar system and what is in our solar system, everything will be explained in an interesting way. So, without doing delay, let's begin our video. See, people are always confused and there is a contradiction between that whether universe and galaxies are same. No, galaxy and universe both are a different term. Okay, so I will be telling you about both terms first and then we will go on solar system. What is universe? First of all, because universe is the biggest thing, galaxies and systems and stars, planets all comes inside universe only. So what does the universe contains? This is a very interesting question. Universe contains everything that exists, from the tiniest subatomic particles to the galactic superclusters. Nobody knows how big the universe is, but astronomers estimate that it contains at least 125 billion galaxies. Yes, 125 billion galaxies. You can see here I have written 125 billion galaxies. Students, 125 billion galaxies, and each galaxy contains almost 100 billion stars. Yes, 100 billion stars are there in each and every galaxies. This is only an estimation, and this we are saying that at least, not 100% sure about it. It may be more than that. The most widely accepted theory about the origin of the universe is, you all know that, Big Bang theory. That theory is known as Big Bang theory. What is that? Big Bang theory we call it. That is known as Big Bang theory. Okay, what is the use of and the meaning of this theory? Let's know about it. That took place between 10 to 20 billion year ago. What happens at that time? The universe initially consisted of a very hot, dense and fireball expanding cooling gas. After about 1 million years, the gas began to condense into the localized clumps and called protogalaxies. And during the next 5 billion years, the protogalaxies continued and condensing and forming galaxies in which stars were being born. Today, billion of years later, the universe as a whole is still expanding. Yes, it is still spreading and becoming bigger and bigger. You can see the picture of galaxies. There are some galaxies pictures I have taken, and I want to tell you all that there are 125 billion galaxies. Almost, it can be more than that, but there is an estimation that almost 125 billion galaxies are there in our universe. These are some pictures of galaxies, very common galaxies pictures are there, and these are some cluster of galaxies you can see here. Okay, and you know in which galaxy we live? We live in Milky Way galaxy. In that Milky Way galaxy, there is a small, you can say, a set of planets along with a star that is called solar system. Okay, in that solar system there is a planet Earth where we live on. So we will talk about specially on Milky Way galaxy because we belong to Milky Way galaxy. Okay everyone, this picture is of Milky Way galaxy. You can see that there are billions of stars in this galaxy, and in that there is a small star called Sun. Yes, Sun is not one of the biggest star. Sun is also a small star, and there are so many planets which move around the sun. So let's talk about Milky Way galaxy specially, because Milky Way galaxy we belong to. Milky Way galaxy is the name given to the faint band of light that stretches across the night sky. This light comes from the stars and the nebula in our galaxy, which is known as Milky Way galaxy, or simply you can say galaxy. Okay, what does this galaxy has? Let us talk about that. From our position, the center of the galaxy is completely obscured by the dust clouds. As a result, optical maps give only the limited view of the galaxy. However, a more complete picture can be obtained by studying the radio, infrared, and other radiation. The central part of our galaxy is relatively small and dense and contains mainly older and red and yellow stars. Okay, so this is something about galaxy. Let me tell you that this galaxy is very big, vast, almost you can say 1 lakh light year across. Okay, the entire galaxy is rotating in space, although the inner stars travel faster than the further out. The sun, which is about 2/3 out from the center, remember that sun is somewhere 2/3 outside of the center. Okay, the sun, which is about 2/3 out from the center, completes one lap of the galaxy about every 220 million years. Yes, sun also go and takes a round of this galaxy in 220 million years. You can understand how big this time is. Moving on to our solar system. Our solar system is what? The sun and its planet and all the objects moving around them collectively are called solar system. The solar system is entirely dependent on the sun and the only which is self-luminous, that is which has its own light. Yes, luminous and non-luminous. Luminous objects which generates their own light, non-luminous object which does not have its own light. They reflect the light of other luminous bodies. Rest of the planets reflect the light received from sun. So you can see the picture of solar system. Sun is at the center and every planet has its own path. They move around their path and these paths are elliptical. These paths are not circular. These paths are elliptical. What is elliptical? Elliptical is something that you can see like this. This is elliptical, where it is stretches at the sides. It is not circular. So every planet has its own path. They move around it. They have their own rotation speed. They have their own revolution time. Okay, so moving further, let's talk about the sun, the facts about sun. Then we will talk about the planets also. Sun, the star of the solar system. It is the heaviest among solar system. It's a ball of hot burning gases. It is the nearest star to the earth. The light from the sun takes approximately 8 minutes to reach the earth. It is the source of all energy for life on the earth. Yes, if there is no sun, there will be no life on the earth. About 3/4 of the sun's mass consists of hydrogen, while the rest is mostly helium. So you can say that sun is comprised of two gases, especially hydrogen and helium. That is what, you know what is the symbol of hydrogen and helium? Hydrogen is represented by H and helium is represented by He. Okay, so moving on. On the sun's surface, there are dark patches known as sunspots. These are patches of gas that looks dark since they are cooler than the surrounding. Just because of being cooler than the surrounding, they appears as spot. But these spots are nothing but gases. Let's move and let's talk about the planets of solar system. Planets. Planet word comes from the Greek, which means wandering stars. Wandering stars, but these stars don't have lights. Planets are heavenly bodies which revolve around the sun in elliptical orbits. Earlier it was considered that there were 9 planets in solar system, but lately one planet called Pluto was declassified from being a planet, because it was not satisfying the criteria of being planet. All planets falls into two groups. What are the two groups? Inner planet and outer planet. But you also can say that some are inner planets are what? These planets are rocky planets. These planets are known as rocky planets. Why these planets are known as rocky planets? These planets are known as rocky planets because these are having landforms, like mountains are there, somewhere plains are there. Okay, but outer planets are not having any surface. These are the gaseous giant. These are known as the gaseous giant. So let's talk about what are inner planets and what are outer planets. In inner planets there are four. First one is Mercury, closest to the sun. Then it comes Venus. Then it comes Earth, and then Mars. Outer planets. Outer planets are Jupiter, the biggest planets in our solar system. Then it comes Saturn, then Uranus and Neptune. So one by one we will discuss each and every planet. Let's start dealing about planets. The first one, the innermost one, is Mercury. Mercury, it is named after the messenger of Roman god. It is the closest planet to the sun. The variation between the temperature, the gap between the temperature of day and night is huge. In the morning time, the temperature of the surface of the Mercury is almost 400 degrees centigrade, you can say. At the night time, it goes down almost 600 degrees Celsius down, minus 180 degrees centigrade. So it is because there is no atmosphere on Mercury. That's why this planet is not able to trap the sunlight, and at the evening time, when the night comes, when the sunlight are not coming to the Mercury, what happens? The surface of the Mercury starts cooling down, and till midnight it gets cooled almost 200 degrees Celsius in negative. Okay, so let's know more about this planet because it is the smallest one. Its orbit is also not fully circular. It doesn't have any satellite, no water, no atmosphere. You can see it with naked eyes. It orbits the sun once in about 88 Earth days. Almost 3 months of the Earth it takes to complete one revolution. There are no seasons on its surface. Before moving to the Venus, I would like to tell more about Mercury to you all. You know, it is very small. It is only 40% bigger than the Moon. There are a lot of craters on the Mercury because a lot of asteroids and meteorites comes and get banged to the surface of Mercury. Moving on to Venus. Venus is second closest planet to Sun. Venus is also a rocky planet. It is surrounded by thick cloud cover. That is why it is called wild planet. It is brightest and hottest planet, you can say. Hottest planets, yes, once again. If you have not listened carefully, listen once again. It is the hottest planet. Mercury is not the hottest planet. Venus is the hottest planet. You know why? Because it has atmosphere, and because of having the atmosphere, it traps the sunlight and it doesn't allow the sunlight fully to go away from its surface. That's why it remains hot. Okay, it is named after the Roman goddess of love and beauty. Venus, it orbits the sun once in 225 Earth days. Venus reaches its maximum brightness shortly before sunrise and shortly after sunset. So it's also known as the morning star and evening star. You can see it at the southwestern sky. You can easily, in the night, you can see it. It will look like a star, something bigger than the star. Venus is also known as sister or twin planet of Earth because if because of its similar size and mass to the earth. It is similar, little bit smaller than the earth. That's why it is called the sister or twin of the earth. Before moving to the earth, let me tell you more about Venus. Venus is the brightest object in the sky after the sun and moon because its clouds reflect sunlight strongly. Okay, and the surface temperature of Venus is almost 480 degrees Celsius. It is slightly smaller than Earth. It takes 243 days of, according to Earth, to complete one revolution. Let's move to the next planet, our planet Earth. Let's know more about Earth. What is Earth? Earth is the third of the 8 planets that orbit the sun. It is the largest and the densest rocky planet and the only one known to support the life. Let's move to the next slide and let's talk about it. It is also known as watery planet because 70% of its surface is covered by water. It reflects about 1/3 of sunlight it receives. The Earth's atmosphere scatters the light and creates a blue effect, so it's called blue planet. This is the only planet having life. It orbits the sun in about 365 Earth days. It rotates about its own axis, thus creating day and night. It takes 24 hours to do that. It revolves around sun due to its tilt. Seasons are created. Due to gravity, the layer of gases remain attached to it, which is known as atmosphere. Yes, our Earth has a good atmosphere which contains many important gases which we need to have life. It prevents too much heat or ultraviolet rays from sun reaching to Earth. Moon is the only satellite of the Earth. Let's talk about the moon, which is not a planet but the only satellite of our planet, the Earth. Moon, the Earth's only satellite. Its diameter is 1/4 of the Earth. It looks bigger to us because it is very close to us. The moon has no atmosphere, so there is a huge difference between day and night temperature. At the morning time, the surface temperature of the moon is 127 degrees centigrade and in the night it falls up to 173 into negative. Moon, the Earth's only satellite, has no atmosphere, no weather, no rain, no wind and no clouds. Like everything else in the solar system, moon also does not have its own light. It shines due to the sunlight. There is no water on its surface. Moon's gravity is 1/6 of the Earth. Means if your weight is 60 kg here, then you will feel like 10 kg on the surface of the moon. The moon is the only celestial body other than the Earth on which humans have set foot. Neil Armstrong became the first person to walk on the moon as the commander of American mission Apollo 11 by first setting foot on moon on 21st July 1969. Then later on, America and its space agency NASA stopped exploring moon. Now they feel more interest in exploring Mars, which is our next planet. Mars, which is also known as red planet. Why it is known as red planet? Because its surface appears reddish. Its surface appears reddish because of the iron oxide, because it contains iron oxide in large amount. Its name Mars is given the name after the Roman god of war. Let's move further. Mars has approximately half the diameter of the Earth. It has 2 satellites. The gravity of Mars is half of the Earth. The atmosphere of Mars consists of about 95% carbon dioxide, 3% of nitrogen and 1.6% of argon. Then after contains some oxygen and water. Mars also has largest dust storm in the solar system. The biggest solar, you can say, the dust storm which comes, that comes only and only on Mars. So that's why thinking about life on Mars is almost impossible. Okay, so before moving to the next planet, Jupiter, I will tell you more about Mars. This is the fourth planet from the Sun and the outermost rocky planet. Yes, after Mars, whatever planet comes, that are known as outer planets, and those are gaseous giants. So this is the last rocky planet. Okay, it is now known as canals or optical illusions. What are canals here? Let me tell you the signs, including apparent canal like lines on the surface and the dark patches that were thought to be vegetation, okay, that are known as canals. The fine dust particles are often whipped up by winds into the dust storms that occasionally obscure almost all the surface. So I have already told that the huge dust storm always appear on the surface of Mars. Moving further to the next planet, that is Jupiter. Jupiter is the biggest planet in the solar system. Jupiter is a gas giant. Yes, whenever we talk about Jupiter, we give this adjective, the gas giant. Okay, it's named after the Roman god Jupiter, the ruler of Roman gods. Jupiter is the largest planet within the solar system. It has the great red spot. It is rotating storm system inside the planet. Jupiter rotates faster than any other planet. Yes, it completes one rotation in just 10 hours. Jupiter has a faint ring system. These rings appears to be made of dust. This is also a windy planet, you can say, as the fast rotation causes high winds. It has 16 planets, not planets, it has 16 satellites. Jupiter is the fifth planet from the Sun and the innermost of the four giant planets. It is the largest and the most massive planet, with a diameter about 11 times that of the Earth and a mass about 2.5 times, yes, 2.5 times, you can say 2.5 times of all the other planets. If you combine the mass of all the other 7 planets in the solar system, then also the Jupiter's mass is 2.5 times bigger than all. Jupiter is thought to have small rocky core surrounded by inner mantle of metallic hydrogen. That is also the mantle, the core is also equal to the Earth. The core of the Jupiter is equal to the size of our Earth. Moving on to the next, that is Saturn. That is also a gas giant. It is known as the jewel planet. Saturn is the sixth planet from the Sun and the second largest planet in the solar system after Jupiter. It is named after the Roman god of Saturn. See, most of the planets' name is based on the Roman god. Saturn is classified as the gas giant planet. Saturn rings are made up of ice and ice covered with particles. That's why Saturn looks beautiful, just because of its rings. It has 22 known satellites. It can be seen by naked eye. Saturn is 95 times heavier than Earth. It takes Saturn 10,759 Earth days to complete one revolution of Sun. Okay, almost 30 years, 29 and a half, 30 years according to the Earth. Moving on, Uranus. Uranus is, you can say, that the second last planet because it is at the and it is in the outer circle. It appears to lie on its side. It's named after the Roman god of sky, the only planet which rotates on its axis from the east to west. If you see, the other planets rotates from west to east anti-clockwise, but it moves clockwise. This can be a very good question, that which planet moves clockwise on its own axis, that is east to west. That is Uranus. Uranus, a planet on its side, it has the at least 10 thin uniform black rings which are made up of dust. It has 27 known satellites. Why it is said known? Because there may be more than 27 which we don't know about. About 27 satellites we know. It is very cold planet because it receives 370 times less sunlight than Earth. It is far away from sun as compared to Earth. That's why it is very cold planet. Its core is rocky. Every gas giant is also having a core that is rocky, and the cores of these gas giants are hot. Now let's talk about Neptune, the last planet of our solar system, which is also a gas giant, the last gas giant. It is most distant gas planet. It is almost 4,500 million kilometers away from sun. Its name is given after the Roman god of sea. It is most windy planet. You can't see it with the naked eye. It has 8 known satellites. As it's very far from sun, it completes an orbit on average every 164.79 years. The average distance that I have already told is given here, 4.5 billion kilometer. Neptune was the first planet to be found by mathematical prediction. With this, I come to the end of this video. I hope you all like this video. I hope this video is going to increase your knowledge, is going to enhance your knowledge about universe, galaxies and solar system. If you really like this video, please subscribe my channel and press the bell icon for the latest notifications. Thank you everyone.